In an unexpected turn of events, I have discovered a Finnish band by the name of Punomo, whatever they're called. They are a Finnish soul, retro soul band who have lightened my world and brightened my world and lit up my fire this year with their fantastic album here that appears to be their only album and their debut. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna act like I'm some kind of expert on the band because I don't know much about them at all. I just know they're from the city Turku and they have blown me away with this album here. It is just an absolute celebration of soul and funk music in the best kind of way. That doesn't feel like it's just dibble-dabbling in the older sounds of the genre and just replicating it and making it pretty samey, standard, maybe a bit dull, maybe a bit, you know, heard it all before. I mean, you've probably heard this stuff before. I'm not going to act like, you know, it's completely new. They certainly aren't acting like it's completely new themselves. But the thing that sells the band really is how fucking good they are at doing it. Oh my god, the opening track, Aikaa, is the most joyous shit I've heard so far this year. And I know it's only early, but my god, could there ever be a more joyous song that just transports you to the days of the soul? It's so lively, it's so infectious, it's so fucking entertaining. It reminds me, honestly, of a lot of like MPB acts of their time too. I know this album is, you know, not really channeling that kind of idea, but just that instantaneous feeling of just happiness that can't be escaped whenever you listen to the classic days of that MPB sound. I'm thinking of like a George Ben, the man himself. Whenever I play an album of Jorge's, I'm just immediately so happy, man. It's just tranquility. And it's not, you know, the most peaceful sounding music, but it's just my idea of tranquility. Just the wonderful sounds of what that man does in his music. And somehow I get that similar feeling listening to this track and some of the many other great tracks on this album. Track 2, Juokse, vaan. I'm going to botch all these names, by the way, so don't even take anything I'm saying seriously, because I'm not going to get any single track on this album correctly in terms of pronunciation. But track 2, my god, straight out of like the Sharon Jones and the Dat King's playbook. Just immediately, you know, got that soulful, but that soulful feeling, but that swagger to it as well. And I just think they just really nail it. And you look, at the end of the day, whatever sound they're doing, it's whatever feeling you get from the music. And I am just always enjoying what they're doing. The vocalist really hits the notes, so on Planetat Kalendena, yeah, that one. My god, this one is chef's kiss. Holy shit, she really hits them notes. My god. And you'd think that would be like maybe the best track on the album vocally, but I don't know. I think there might be another contender. Kiiltokuvii. I mean, maybe this is a hard battle because I don't know which one's better vocally, to be honest. But the way they push so hard on this one, and the singer out here is giving us that Aretha Franklin energy. Oh my god. If you're channeling Aretha Franklin at any moment in your life, you are a fucking goat. God damn, goodness me. And then you got Siskot, you got the funk, the classic funk days, George Clinton, James Brown, bro, freaking Sly and the Family Stone. The energy on this track is just relentless. And I am just so impressed with how they're able to give off that amazing feeling. And, you know, what's crazy as well is, like, you know, when has Finland ever been known for soul music? I mean, look, there may be a scene that I haven't tapped into and maybe I'm being ignorant here, but I don't know, bro. I've never heard of a Finnish soul band, and yet they're fucking killing it, man. Paljon, Enemmän, Christ, the horns go off like crazy here, and the whole feeling is just so warm and welcoming. I just love this summery vibe that they've got on this track, man. I mean, it lingers throughout most of the album, let's be honest, but this track right here, it really does give off that feeling. They do slow it down for the last 2 tracks. The results are still good, I can't deny that. But I wouldn't have minded if they just kept up the energy ramping You know, this could have been a rampage to end things off. And I think, honestly, they could have done it. I mean, maybe they just got bloody tired. I don't even know, because there is quite a live, in the moment feeling to a lot of these tracks. I don't think they are like, you know, live and in the moment. And you know, I don't think they did every single song one after the other, is what I'm trying to say. But it does run like that kind of album. So, you know, maybe they did just hit a point where they're like, man, we got to slow it down. We're just tired. But yeah, look, these 2 tracks are still really good. And the rest of this album, man, is fantastic. I just love this shit. I mean, it really appeals to me in that sense. I mean, a lot of the artists I've name dropped are some of my all-time favorites. You know, some of the styles I've mentioned are absolutely, you know, killer. And some of my favorite albums of recent years have been in this style. I mean, Yola was really playing to the playbook of soul music, and she dropped one of my favorites of last year, Silk Sonic. You know, this kind of thing can really just really appeal to me. But I think what I just always look for is that feeling it gives you. And to be fair, I would say the energy that they have on this album, and they have as a band, is at a higher level than, you know, a Silk Sonic, a Yola, or any other soul albums I might have reviewed in the past 4 or 5 years that I've been doing this channel. This is really energetic and lively. It's so much fun. It's the most lovable album you're gonna hear this year. I just think this, any music fan is gonna like this. And again, music transcends language. You don't necessarily need to know the things they're singing about, but you're gonna get something out of this album, man. Honestly, this is fantastic. 8.5 out of 10. Really excited about this one, so I hope you're gonna check it out. It is one of my highest rated albums of the year so far. It's one of the best albums I've heard this year so far too. Just, yeah, 2022 keeps giving, man. It's early on, but there's been some really good albums so far, and I'm pretty impressed with what we've had. This is great. Definitely check it out. Thank you for watching this review. As always, do subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts of this album if you have heard it. If you haven't listened to it, let me know after. Thank you, and goodbye.